Our back muscles are such important muscles in our bodies, but often we neglect these muscles. We don't train them, we don't strengthen them, and a lot of times they become very weak. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the importance of having a strong back, not only for daily living, daily activities, but also how having a strong back can help you during workouts and as you strength train. Now, the back is made up of tons of different muscles. Some are larger, some are smaller. One of the largest muscles in the back is the lats. And this muscle also happens to be one of the largest muscles in the whole body. Although the lats are the largest muscle in our backs, there are so many smaller muscles like the traps, like the rhomboids, that we also need to focus on, that we also need to strengthen in order to have a strong, healthy back. So it's important not to neglect these smaller muscles. It's important to strengthen these smaller muscles in addition to a large muscle of the back like the lats. So now let's talk about why it's important to have a strong back. So the first thing I'll talk about is what a strong back will do for you aesthetically, for the way you appear, for the way you look. And what it will do is when you have a strong back, your back becomes widened. It'll widen out. And now what does this do for the rest of your body? Well, if your back is wide, your waist will appear to be nice and slim, right? So it'll create that almost hourglass figure for your waist. So that is what having a strong back will do for you aesthetically. But there are so many other reasons to strengthen your back, to have a strong back, and so I want to get into a few of those as well. I want to talk to you a little bit about what having a strong back will do for you in daily life, in normal living. So one of the functions of our back is to keep those shoulder blades down as opposed to elevated, and retracted as opposed to rounded forward. So having a strong back will help to keep those shoulder blades down and retracted. Now, why is this important? So a lot of us, we work at desks all day, we're texting all day, we're on the computer all day, we're sitting all day. And what does this do? When we're sitting all day, when we're on a computer all day, on our phones all day, we have this tendency for our shoulders to start rounding forward, to come forward, to elevate towards our ears. Maybe it's the way we're sitting, maybe it's the stress we're feeling, it's the tension. But we have this tendency, because of the way a lot of us operate, sitting all day, desks all day, to have this rounded forward position. But if you strengthen your back, if you create a strong back, instead of rounding forward with elevated shoulders, you will have the strength in your back to help maintain a posture where you can pull those shoulders back and depress those shoulders downward. So instead of having these elevated, rounded forward shoulders, your back muscles, a strong back, will help to get those shoulders back and depressed downward. So this is how having a strong back will help you in normal life, to feel good, to have good posture. But I also want to talk about how having a strong back will help you as you're exercising, as you're working out. So this rounded forward, elevated shoulder position not only affects our daily living, but it also affects our workouts. So for instance, if you are doing a bicep curl, right, and you're rounded forward, elevated, that eventually can start causing some pain in your shoulders, in your bicep. It can cause some issues, some pain if you're in this rounded forward position. The more you strengthen that back, for instance, I'll show you the bicep curl example. Instead of rounding forward when you're doing curls, you will have the strength in your back to bring those shoulders back, to depress those shoulders, and to now be able to do a bicep curl without getting any pain in your bicep or in your shoulder. The same thing goes for lat pull downs or pull-ups. if you're in this elevated, rounded forward position, over time, it's going to eventually result in pain in the shoulder, in the bicep. You're not using the back properly. The back isn't strong enough to really help you keep those shoulders down, keep it back, and to do that pull up or lat pull down properly, using the back muscles as opposed to the shoulder muscles, the biceps, the upper traps. That's what starts happening a lot of times when we have a weak back. We start to compensate with different muscles that just aren't strong enough, that aren't the correct muscles to do exercises like lat pull downs, like pull-ups. So getting that strong back, strengthening that back will really help do these movements properly and do these movements pain-free. Now, another reason it's so important to strengthen your back is if you love doing chest work. Maybe you love doing bench press, you love working out your chest. If you don't have a strong back, if you don't work out your back, you're going to be very imbalanced, right? So say you do a lot of chest work, you're working out your chest, you're going to have, again, that rounded shoulder position because these muscles are getting stronger and those muscles aren't. Your back muscles aren't getting stronger if you're neglecting to do back work, if you're not working out your back. So again, that rounded forward position will just be enhanced if you're always doing chest work and you're neglecting that back. So if you do like to do a lot of chest work, make sure you are balancing it out with doing back work as well. So if you feel like you fall into any of these categories, maybe you want a wider back for aesthetics, maybe you do have that rounded shoulder position, that elevated shoulder position, and you struggle with pain in your biceps, your shoulder, maybe your neck. Maybe you notice you're at the gym and again, you have that rounded forward position. You have pain when you do movements such as bicep curls or pull-ups. These are all reasons to strengthen your back. And if you fall into any of these categories, then I encourage you to start doing exercises for the back, start strengthening your back, and see if you notice a difference. So there you have it. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you liked this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and I hope you feel encouraged to start strengthening your back.